The video. Can't remember the number. 44, 43, 42, something like that. Yeah, so cycling. I can't remember what I said in the last video, but yeah, so I was planning on spending a long time in Istanbul anyway, just because it's kind of like it was supposed to be a halfway point. But obviously, with the problems in Bulgaria and having already booked accommodation in Istanbul, I had to cheat and take the train from Sofia to Plovdiv and then Plovdiv to Istanbul, just because I'd already essentially paid for the accommodation. And yeah, it is a bit annoying. So I have to take the trophy of cycling to Bulgaria because I'm not going to count the rest. Yeah, the bike messed up just on the Bulgarian side of the Serbian border. So yeah, that's that. I tried to cycle have cycled a few times in Istanbul because I've been moving, because it's such a vast city. This is my second apartment now, and I've got three in total, and in different areas, because again, it's so massive, which is nice actually, and was the point, to see different areas of the place. First day to the first apartment, second day, sorry, to the first apartment, I was cycling ordinarily, and just, you don't see any bicycles in Istanbul. It's obviously one of the biggest cities in the world. I think I've seen 4 bicycles so far in the whole city, and it's just because it's not feasible. Firstly, because of the traffic, and aligned to that, and combined as a reason for what I'm about to tell you, is the terrain. It's so up and down, it's so hilly, and it's obviously a historic city. It's cut into quite a hilly space, so the roads are very windy, and because of that, the traffic is insane for the most part, and sidewalks are small if they're available, and obviously filled with pedestrians, so you can't really skirt around on bicycles through those kinds of obvious routes. So you're on the road where you should be anyway, and the first day, a fucking taxi driver pushed me straight into, you have bollards along the side of along the side of the pavement to protect the fucking pedestrians from these bellend drivers. And this is exactly what I expected from Turkey, by the way. I already knew it was going to be this bad. And yeah, I hit my foot at 20 kilometers an hour and broke my toe. So it could have been much, much worse. Much, much, much worse. I'm so lucky. But yeah, it's just you can't cycle in this country. And another thing, when I came across because I did do a cycling stint actually from the Bulgaria-Turkish side. It's about 50 k's, and I banged that out in a really good time. And to catch trains that I wasn't allowed to get on, because they don't let you take your bicycle in Turkey on any trains. Except the inner city metros, it's fine within certain hours. So that was insane. So I had to take a bus, and the thing I noticed anyway is just glass everywhere, man. There's glass absolutely everywhere. I don't know how my tyres weren't cut. Maybe they are actually, because they're a little bit flattish. So yeah, it will be a month in total in Istanbul. I like Istanbul. I think it's really nice. I mean, I have been staying in nice areas, so yeah. But yeah, it's, from what I've seen, it's very good. But the plan is I want to bang out Syria. They've just introduced an e-visa system, which I was oblivious to actually. It's a bit annoying. That's why you just got to keep track of certain things. You can't trust the FCO, which is the British scammy totalitarian website, of course, where everything they write is bullshit. It's absolute nonsense. It's completely inaccurate and intended to be so for any country that doesn't adhere to the standardized protocols of the West. They make them out to be super dangerous, and they intentionally don't update to prevent people from going there. Not because of safety, obviously. If you have another prime minister off the back of the Indian one, who of course was the little toy boy, dumb fucking partner of a multi-billionaire from India. And now the new one was the chief of police during the Jimmy Savile investigation, who covered up Jimmy Savile's mass rapes and murders. The latter, no doubt, there's no evidence for murder, but if you're fucking raping over 100 and something people, I'm sure you've killed a fair few too. And that's the new prime minister, of course, because these idiots still vote. Who votes? How dumb do you have to be to go and vote for the same outcome? Anyway, I wasn't even aware of that. I didn't even know there was new stuff in the UK until like a week later. what was I going to say? Yeah, so Syria, Iraqi Kurdistan. This is all going to be. I've already booked a load of this. Yemen is becoming a really big problem, man. I've already booked the flights and getting the visa in Istanbul. I'm a little bit lazy, so things that just start to piss me off. Generally, I put on tap. Yemen embassy, they have a consulate here in Istanbul where you can start processing visas, but obviously the embassy's in Ankara. And I went to the office and they're like, oh yeah, you need to book an appointment. I'm like, but I'm here. I'm in your face, I'm talking to you, we can book an appointment. And I said, yeah, you have to book it via phone through Ankara. You have to call Ankara, make an appointment to see us in this consulate, even though you're here right now. I'm like, why don't you just call them for me? It's the level of thickness. So yeah, and that's probably going to take at least a week. So I made a Skype account. They don't answer on Skype. And then I recalled the consulate in Istanbul to try and get another number, and they gave me another number, but it's a mobile number, and that's not included in my Skype fucking package for Turkish numbers, of course. So it's just a nightmare, and I don't want to have to go and get a Turkish SIM card because I haven't paid for SIM cards in years. Well, yeah, years. I've got unlimited eSIM forever, so I don't have to pay for data anywhere in the world, which is pretty sick. But that doesn't include a number, of course. It's just data, and for the most part, it's fine because most businesses are on WhatsApp now, and everything you need you can just do with internet. So I just don't really see the point in having physical SIM cards. And then like having to go to the process of going to the office, and you have to take your passport and all this stuff. It's just a waste of time. So no, I don't plan on doing that. So the other aim is, which would probably be more practical anyway, is I might just go to Ankara for a week and just go to the embassy in person. That might be the best thing to do. It's kind of en route to where I'm going anyway, because I'm going to head up to Georgia and use that as a base with the bicycle. Because obviously I'm not going to be cycling there. I don't have time now anyway, because I booked to Yemen. And then I've also booked Iraqi where am I flying? Yeah, Kuwait, Iraqi Kurdistan. That's all really easy. Iraq and Iraqi Kurdistan's fine. I went to the Iraqi embassy, and of course the British Foreign Office says you need a visa. Total bullshit. Again, more nonsense, just like in Afghanistan. They just lie through their teeth like the scumbags that they are. It goes to the embassy, they're like, yeah, you're British, yeah, you don't need a visa, you can get it on arrival, on the land border, you will receive it. I think you have to pay like $50 or something, but you'll get it just on the land border. Syria has a similar policy, though. You have to be accepted beforehand, and then you pay 140 at the border. Oh my god, I nearly fell off the chair. Yeah, but the Syrian visa thing is a bit of a nightmare because that's the worst application I've ever filled in. Not intentionally, but I kind of wanted to get it done, and you needed it was really weird. They don't specify that you need like a referee or a host, which some sketchy countries do, but it kind of alluded to that by having that as strict as a necessity on the form. And then I had to put like a hotel and something, and I kind of made a mistake. Like ordinarily I would just put like a really expensive hotel that I would not intend to stay at, like the fucking Hilton or something that's like $250 a night. But I actually put like a really cheap hotel that I do plan on staying at. And I don't know if that hotel exists anymore, to be honest. It would seem like it does because the latest Google reviews were like a month ago, but none of the information that you can find, as you can imagine, it's difficult finding up-to-date information on Syrian travel, given that this e-visa system for foreigners has literally just been implemented from May 1st. So we're talking like 2 months, 2 and a bit months. So yeah, that's the plan. Waiting for the Syrian thing. It's good because you only pay £13 up front. So if they reject you, you only lose £13, although I charge that back anyway. So yeah, that's all good. So Iraqi Kurdistan and Iraq is an absolute guarantee. Wizz Air now fly to Iraqi Kurdistan to Erbil. It's really cheap. It's $68. I wouldn't pay $68. Obviously, I'd be paying like 20 or 30 using some of my vouchers and whatnot. But yeah, so that's the gist. Georgia's the bicycle base. I love Georgia, and then then I'm going to dot to all these countries, and then the irritating thing is my passport, because they only gave me that 1 year passport, is really only a 6 month passport for most countries, as I specified in another video, because most nations require a minimum of 6 or 3 months to enter. So that's going to be a big problem. I'm going to have to go to a dirty British embassy and speak to some of these cesspit urchins about what needs to be done with respect to that. So that's the gist thus far. Istanbul, really, like I said, quite nice. Not as historic as I was expecting, actually. Maybe I just haven't seen the right areas. I haven't, to be honest, explored that much. But yeah, it doesn't seem like as old as I thought it would, which is weird. Not sure why. I'm sure there's a reason for that. So there we go. Cool update. And yeah, hopefully I'll have more cycling videos at some point for those interested in cycling, which I imagine is most people that search for cycling stuff. And yeah, I'll post this up now. Cool.